What do we do next?
Do our work.
Unique learning. Woo! Today we're starting chapter 1 of our book, so it's exciting. We're starting chapter 1, and chapter 1 is called Cost of War. Woohoo! Sounds exciting. So then we'll move into our small reading groups. Raise your hand if you're in PCI 1. All right. If you're in that group, you are continuing to read. It is cold today, and your word today is will. Okay. And then raise your hand if you're in PCI 2. Oh, shoot. Didn't even need a reminder. Okay. I love it. So you're continuing. Did you take my book? And you're working on some sentences today, describing some pictures. Okay. And raise your hand if you're in that third ELA group. This group's going a little slow. Thank you. Thank you. So you guys are reading chapter 6 of Island of the Blue Dolphins. Pretty cool. All right. Does anyone remember what our News to You article this week is? Inauguration Day, that is correct. And so today we are actually working on the extension activity. So we're moving away from our original article and doing an extension activity about the U.S. Capitol building. Both groups are working on that today. So a little something different. And then at 10:20, Miss Taylor's going live again. So we will see you guys back here at that time. And then for unique learning for math, today we're doing some comparing ounces. So comparing the size of different ingredients that you might use in a recipe. And then our News to You, or our Explore Math, is more about Tamara's afternoon. News to You Math is about identifying patterns. So that's something different today. Just a review, identifying some patterns. And then our social lesson for today is finishing up my first pie. All right. Does anyone have any questions about what's going on today? We're good to go. Give me a thumbs up if we all understand what we're doing today. Are we confused? We know what's going on?
Yeah, we do early in the morning.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. You guys online? We know what's going on? We're good?
Yes. Yes.
All right. I am going to stop sharing my screen and let Miss Taylor take it away.
All right. Let's see. Here's green.
This is tripping me out.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Happy Thursday. Our vocabulary word today is colony. So yesterday it was colonist. Today it is colony. A colony is a place where people from another country come to live together. So what kind of word is colony? Is it a noun, verb, or adjective? It's a place where people from another country live together. That is correct. It's a noun. It's a place. Very good. Got lots of nouns this month, you guys. All right, can anyone use colony in a sentence?
I live with the colony.
Can you say that again, bud?
I live with the colony.
Live with a colony. I like that one. I live with a colony. Can anyone else give me a sentence?
A group of ants is called a colony.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
A group of ants is called a colony? If Miss Taylor could spell, that'd be great. These are great sentences. I like those, you guys.
Oh, you wrote I lie with a colony.
Oh.
That's what Miss Red saying.
Okay.
I live with colony. All right.
There
Can't spell today. All right, great job, you guys. So we are going to hop over to our book. We are starting the first chapter today, and it is called Fighting for Freedom. Or The Cost of War, actually. Our book is called Fighting for Freedom.
The United States of America was not always the United States. Before it became a country, people in Europe called it the New World. Many people had to work together and fight to make it a new country.
So before it became a country, people in Europe called it the New World. And then we became the United States of America. And we had to fight to make it a new country.
During the 1600s, many people came to the New World from other countries, including Great Britain and France. They wanted to explore the land. They wanted to find new ways to make money. They wanted to choose their own religion. They wanted land of their own.
So why did people come to the New World? What did they want?
They wanted to choose their own religion.
They wanted to choose their own religion. What did they want to explore?
The land.
The land. And they wanted to find new ways to make what?
Money.
To make
Money.
They wanted to find new ways to make money.
New ways to make money. That is correct. Good job.
Native Americans already lived in the New World. They farmed and hunted for food. People from Europe needed help to live on the new land. Some Native Americans helped the people from Europe. The Native Americans taught them how to live off the land. As more people from Europe came over to the New World, they took land from the Native Americans.
So who already lived in the New World? Who lived in the New World?
Native American.
The Native Americans. And as more people came from Europe, they started to take the land from the Americans. Do you think that made the Native Americans happy that the new people were taking all their land? No,
No.
I don't think so either.
People from Great Britain settled and lived together. These settlers built 13 colonies along the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. A colony is a group of people who find a new area of land to build a settlement. The people who lived in the colonies were called colonists. They were ruled by the King of Great Britain.
So who lived in the colonies? Who lived in the colonies? The colonists. Yes. The people who lived in the colonies were called colonists. And who were they ruled by?
The King of Great Britain.
The King of Great Britain. That is correct.
The British colonists began spreading out. They wanted more land. People from France also came and settled in the new land. The British colonists wanted the land that the French settlers took from the Native Americans. They wanted more land from the Native Americans too.
So, where did the settlers come from? Britain and
Native American.
they took the land from the Native Americans, but the settlers came from Britain and where?
French. French.
Right? So the British colonists wanted the land from the Native Americans, and then they also wanted land from who?
French.
The French, right? They wanted just all the land in the world.
A fight began between the British colonists and the French settlers. This became known as the French and Indian War. The Native Americans helped the French settlers fight against the British colonists. The King of Great Britain sent soldiers over to help the colonists. The British fought and won the war against the French and Native Americans.
So what was the war called? What was the war called?
The French and Native Land War.
The French and Indian War, right? So basically, the Native Americans helped the French fight against the British for the land. And then the King of Great Britain sent soldiers over to help them. And then the British won the war against the French and Native Americans and got the land. Yeah, they won. So the British won the war against the French and the Native Americans because the King of Great Britain sent soldiers over to help them. So they kind of had an unfair advantage. Their king sent them some help.
The King of Great Britain wanted the soldiers to stay and protect the colonists. The king did not let the colonists spread out to the land they won in the war. The king made the colonists stay where they were.
So were the colonists allowed to spread out? No, they weren't. The king made them stay where they were because he thought it was safer. And he made the soldiers stay and protect them because he didn't think it was very safe.
The war cost a lot of money. The King of Great Britain wanted the colonists to pay for the war. He wanted the colonists to pay for the soldiers who stayed in the colonies. This made the colonists angry with the king.
So the war cost lots and lots of money. What did the king want the colonists to pay for?
I want them to pay for the colonies.
He wanted them to pay for the war. He wanted them to pay for the who to stay in the colonies.
The soldiers.
Soldiers to stay in the colonies. And
The
then,
settlers.
yeah,
Angry.
it made the colonists angry, right? They didn't want to waste their money on that. They didn't ask the soldiers to be there, right? The king sent the soldiers, so you should have to pay for them. I think that is it. So in May 1607, the British made the first colony in the new land. In 1630, the city of Boston was founded. In 1756, the French and Indian War began. And then in 1763, the French and Indian War ended. So that's a really long time that war went on. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost 10 years that war went on. That's a long time, you guys. All right, so we are going to hop over and do our standard connections real quick. Okay. So this is a chapter book. What kind of chapter book is it? Is it a fiction or nonfiction? Is it a story or is it based on real events?
Based on a real event.
So that is nonfiction.
Nonfiction.
Good job. All right, what's the title of this chapter? Does anyone remember? The cost of
Freedom.
not freedom. What else did we talk about? The French and Indian War.
They were fighting for their
Cost
freedom.
of war. Good job. Okay. This was written for a reason. Why was it written? Was it written to tell a story, to give information, or to change something? Why do you think? If it's based on real events, why was it written?
To tell a story.
If we're basing it on real events, are we telling a story or are we giving information?
Giving information.
Giving information.
Give information.
Good job. Do you want me to skip this question?
No, try to do it.
Okay. So what words, pictures, or phrases help you know why this book was written? What clues does the book give you to know why it was written?
What are some things that help you know that it's true story, facts, part of history? How do we know that that's real stuff, not just made up?
It showed pictures of colonies.
Shows pictures of colonies, okay.
There was pictures. What was on that last page with some numbers? Anyone remember?
On that last gave us what?
Dates. I see someone at home.
Dates.
I see
Yeah.
someone. Yeah, dates. There was a timeline with dates. They were giving us specific information.
Dates of events
Very good. That's what I
to
was
let
looking
us
for.
know the timeline of history. All right, great job, guys. Well, that is our first chapter. So tomorrow we'll be rereading that chapter and answering some comprehension questions. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.